Well, hello there. We're here and we're in joy because we're here. And that's kind of how this goes. I know we've been inviting Jesus into different parts of our house. Fun, huh? Well, there's must have covered them all by now, haven't we? Well, maybe a couple more that we could go to, but we'll leave it there for now on that. But this is Leaving Theater, so this is the one to kind of support and help veterans. The energy and the rap and the way that it's done is for that purpose. So I thought, well, we should have something that works for them. I've had my own flashbacks for multiple reasons, including military, so I know about those. Sometimes I just have to ride the wave. But there are things I can do that definitely do help me get through that period of time. And one of them is a question of shifting what it meant. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Like, I mean, in some cases, I unfortunately ended up getting shot or stabbed. So you have a flashback of that. How can you change its meaning? Well, it's not changing the meaning. It's changing the way you look at it. Yeah. Um, I had a very amazing person teach me. To look past what I had done, to look at, with God's help, what what was happening for that I was targeting. Yeah. And that changed things. Yeah. Basically means seeing the other side of the mirror. Well, in some cases, some of these people were haunted by what they were doing and they were happy to be stalked. Yeah. Some weren't. We have to live with all of them. When we take a human life, it's a big thing. When we take a human life in the name of the king, it's still a big thing. There are other things that happen when we mess up. That's difficult. That can create a flashback because it feels like we let some people down, and we did. So how can you then reframe these? Well, one is. Sounds harsh, doesn't it? But it's true. It happened the way it happened. You can't unhappen it any other way. So is. Accept forgiveness from God, from your seek forgiveness from yourself, and ultimately forgive yourself for the act, whatever it was, or forgive those that acted against you. I've talked about this before in other videos, but that's the truth. You can reset it. God can help. And yes, God is my answer and will be my answer. And the reason I can sit with all of my history and go, okay, well, God is with me. And that makes a difference. So, bit of a babble, but maybe something in there will trigger and you can go, wow, as I've said before, that was then, this is now. That actually pulls us into the present. Yeah. And somehow that may help. Maybe the story will help today. Let's move on. So if you wish to get in contact with me and just reach out through Eric at starthealing.me. And I'll you send me an email, I'll send you a link. You book that link and we talk. Again, still January, so You want to understand New Year's legacy, I'll send you the teaching for free, uh, without cost, in other words. And just put in there, NY, New York, New Year's, I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. I'm a human. Uh, you know, however you wish to put it there, legacy. I'll get the point. That other thing, that also works, by the way. Yeah. And I'll send you out the link and that teaching. And yeah, I think it'll help. Well, we are leaving theater, aren't we? Well, we have to understand sometimes, we have to understand the futility of battle can be what it is. You know, kind of a rinse repeat type of thing. Although most people would say, I know it's not. It's new every day, different things with different people to shoot at. Right. But we're still shooting. And we're still having to deal with taking a human life, regardless of it's in the name of the king and it's necessary and they would take yours. Yes. All of that is true. So I'm gonna do a poem. It's not gonna be long, probably about 2 to 5 minutes. Um, it was written by a knight of the realm of Brittany. Exactly where he was, nobody really knows, but he did survive until the age of 65, which was quite significant for somebody uh, doing the things he was doing. He eventually retired. He had to, couldn't carry the armor anymore. But I don't know if you would call it a poem, a dirge, an understanding. You can look at it any way you wish. It goes from a period of time where he's excited about finally being a full knight to, oh, to battle we go again. You'll understand as we go. So, without further ado, as they say, off we go. Healing all. That's all this is about. This is how I was brought home. I already talked about that in one of these. I'll try to make sure they all get in a playlist so they're easy to find and follow. And my prayer, my deep prayer, is what little I can do does little for you. Or maybe big, who knows? We'll leave that in God's hands. But here we go. Ah, what a bright and beautiful day. Today, after all the training and actually being able to move this armor around, which is incredible, considering there's a good 200 pounds of it here, maybe more. And the shield, well, that's another 60 pounds. And the sword, I won't even talk about how heavy that is, but I am excited. I go to the battlefield today. I get to see true battle. I get to see honor, and it is amazing. I arrive at the battlefield. I'm arraigned with another couple of knights, older, the armor more dented, mine more shiny. Those that we are fighting, that we may call an enemy, maybe we'll eat mead and meat with them later. Who knows? The world is an interesting place. But at the battlefield, they are the opponent. They are to be crushed, broken, destroyed. That is what I do. I've been trained to do it. I don't know how this is going to go. Stepping forward with the other knights, they send me forward. My sword is raised. My shield is forward. The sword clashes off my shield. Ah, battle. the thing I had come for. My sword meets the opponent's sword. Parry, thrust, strike. Parry, thrust, strike. Slam with shield, knock them back. Opening, seam, thrust. The other knight falls. Blood pours. I have killed. There is no time to think any more of that. An older knight on the opponent's side rushes forward, slams into me with the shield, and I go flying back. Nearly lose my balance, but I'm held by pikemen on my side. Pushed up, pushed forward, parry, strike, block, parry, strike, block. And a searing pain in my shoulder, I realize a dagger has entered a seam. I have no time for this. I yank the dagger out, throw it away.
I didn't get that. Did you try again?
And then it is over. I guess we have won. There are more of us on the field than them, and they are withdrawing. The kings will meet, the gold, the silver, maybe other chattel will be exchanged. We have won. I care nothing for this. This is nothing like I expected. There is no honor here. I feel weak. There is a sloshing in my armored boots. A few months later, I write again in this diary. Battle is not honor. Battle is battle. I have been wed. Yes, I guess that's what you could say it. A nobleman's daughter has taken my hand. She is a bright soul, and I feel for her because she's meeting a dark monster. That's what I've become over the last few months. Thrust, parry, block. I've given up the shield. It doesn't work for me. I've gone to sword and dagger. I block with my sword, I thrust with my dagger. I find the seam. It's not a human in front of me anymore. It's an opponent that must fall, or I will fall, one or the other. The madness grows in me. The sloshing in my boots that I talked about before. It's the blood flowing from my own body due to concussion, I suppose. I'm not smart in those things, so I can't tell you. I just know it's there. There are normal activities after battle that we get into with battle maidens so that we aren't to go home and harm those we love. I did not think I would need it, but after months, I do. A couple of years later, I'm finally writing in this, well, book again. It's interesting. can still thrust, parry, block. That's life. Looking for the seam is life. But I live for the moments when I get home to the one that loves me, knows what I do, knows who I am, knows I am not faithful. How could I be? I would come home and rip her apart. But I'm noticing something about my soft flower. She's getting stronger. Not sure what she's doing while I'm away for months at a time on a battlefield, thrusting, parrying, blocking, killing, sometimes nearly dying. The searing of the hot iron, searing a wound shut. Battle healers with their herbs. Eh, They're strange. Yeah, they keep me alive. So my pikemen are there. They protect me. I've become a higher knight of the realm. If you could do such a thing, and you can. There are grades, and I have risen because I am still alive and others aren't. I've watched many of my that I would sit and have meat and mead with now lay in the field, being stripped by those that do that. I think of myself that it might one day be me, and it could be me. That something new is happening. I go, she looks at me like a tiger and she goes, "Come home. Don't bother with the battle maidens. I can handle you." Is she sure? Well, a few years later, I'll say, yes, she was sure. Her milk, her river, her food, her care, her love, her knowledge of healing has increased. She's strong now. She can take my rage, the battle rage I come home with. She meets me. She drains that energy from me, and I become civilized again until battle, of course. It's going to happen. I'm getting older now. I don't write in the book as often, but this is interesting. We went forward and they brought a new form of armor, something harder to get through. Person could barely move. That was their mistake. You have to be a behemoth to move that much iron. I just had to wait. It's terrible to think, but he raised his arm too high and you have to have a seam. You have to have something soft to be able to move the arm. And I drove it in and he fell. Well, at least I think he did. The armor didn't fall over. Just kind of sat there and stopped. His sword fell from his hand and his dagger from the other. So at least I think I may have won. It's harsh. There's blood everywhere. The battles are getting worse, even less honorable than they were at the beginning. People are caring less. Now we have, well, assassins that run through, young boys that will attack you while you're in battle, while you're in supposedly honor combat. You have to do what you have to do. They will kill you. You must kill them. It terrifies you that you've turned into this. But here you are, 41, barely able to move anymore. Too many injuries, too many things. You've already put in for different duties. I mean, you're still a knight. You still have to do something, but you cannot do this if you survive this battle. Right? thrust, parry, block, find the seam. Somehow you survive. You've been stabbed twice, but you're in the cart. You're rolling home. Are you sure, sir? Did you not need the battle maidens? Oh no, I have one at home. She has changed a lot, but I love her. Well, your two boys are getting stronger. They'll soon be training to be knights, won't they? I said, yeah. He said, that's what they wish to be. I will allow them to be whatever they wish. I don't wish this for them unless they wish it. Now, sir, we are going to need knights. It's what we do. Yes. Maybe one day it'll be different, but I understand. You want me to unfasten your boots? He meant the little valve at the back that allowed the blood to flow out, that it flowed from me. And I said, that would be nice. And so he did, because I could barely move. I arrive at the castle. I'm 41 years old. I am too wounded to return to the battles for the next year. It is decided that I will move from battle to training. 16 young boys to thrust, to parry, to block, to find the seam. It guts me, but it is what I can do, and the king has commanded me to do, so I will do, just like he commanded me to be on the battlefield. I am dying from the wounds. My maiden is also dying. Our castle was hit, and this is new, but it has happened. We were sieged. An arrow pierced her. She healed from it, but she has been weakening, as am I. We go to lay on our bed, and our sons, well, they head to battle. Our daughters, they are with someone in battle. It is the way of things. This will be my last entry. No, I have not poisoned myself. I am dying. My heart beats slower. My maiden is already passing. I lay beside her. She takes my hand and she goes, we lived well, did we not? And the only answer I can give her is yes, I believe so. Let's leave it there. There was nothing else written. So we require. Gonna see me get emotional. It's gonna happen. Human on the other side here. We require a blessing, joy to overcome the nightmares, peace to overcome the guilt and shame, understanding and wisdom to help us deal with what is just the truth, just who we were, who we are, who we may be. And then overcoming, healing, and rest. And everything that that brush in God's hand wishes to paint for you, according to his will and wish, that is God's will and wish. Your will and wish, this can be. We come before you, Father, and this is difficult. This is just an excerpt from diary that didn't have that many entries. It was shown to me and really reminded me of the brutal reality of battle. Those that fight and those that are at home and those that help and those that hurt. It's all there, Father. And you took it and weaved it and with the energy of your love and your peace and your joy. Sounds interesting words to put inside a battle hymn, which I guess this was. But I thank you for doing so. I thank you for reaching and healing, bringing to peace, recreating joy, helping them have wisdom and understanding to overcome all that they have been, so that they can become all that they are meant to be. We ask if that's the first time or the 100th time that you push back the darkness. If it's the first time, let them find John 3:16. Let them really understand what that means. The Roman road, what James said about if you confess with your mouth, believe in your heart, and you are saved. That's very simple, just accepting Christ's gift. That he was raised for you. He went to the cross, he was raised, and he went to be our high priest, to stand so that we are once more cleansed and purified. Really important for those that go through this to think. But the thief was, well, notorious, terrible, and yet he walked with Christ in paradise. Remember that. You can be forgiven if you ask. You will be. I say peace, peace, peace. Calm, calm, calm. Peace, peace, peace. Calm, calm, calm. Peace, peace, peace. Calm, calm, calm. To you. May courage and strength rise, and may mercy and grace flow, and ultimately may you find peace. Thankful, grateful, gratitude. Thankful, grateful, gratitude. Thankful, grateful, gratitude. Standing in awe, giving you all the glory, Father, Spirit, Son. This is, and so this is. Amen. When you rest, rest well. When you wake, wake well. And know that your path is well lit by God. And I add this to theater and leaving theater. You too can have peace. Blessings.